you. A few people have asked how am I different from the other candidates, and I say the most important is my platform. I want to be the voice of the people, and I want to be able to identify what are the most important things that worry Singaporeans, and I find out that the cost of living, struggle with life, that's the most important. And I want to bring these issues to the government. Now, I want to form a President's Personal Council comprising of people to help me in this task. What about the cost of living? What exactly about the cost of living? It can be the cost of housing. It can be on medical bills. It can be even struggling with life. What kind of struggle? Wow, you can't send your children to primary school, must go balloting, even if it's nearby. So there are quite a number of issues that need to be addressed, and I want to bring them to the government. Of course, the government is already aware about some of them, and they are all dealing with these problems. But I think that in order to find better solutions, you must bring in the perspective of the people, the views of the people. So sometimes the decisions are made by the government through officials who may not be in touch with the people. So I want through the President's office to bring this to them. So my most important platform is to be the voice of the people. Of course, the law minister says that's not in the Constitution. But I say, yes, I'm aware. The Constitution says the President should do 5 important duties. And of course, I will do that as required. But I think on top of that, the President being elected by the people should be in touch with the people and should be able to understand what are the concerns of the people and bring them to the government. So I think this role of the President is very important. Otherwise, the people will say, then the President is not relevant to me.
How are you going to go about doing this?
Now, you have to find out what are the most important issues concerning people. Of course, if you have many people, you got many issues. So you will need to find out which is the most important. Now, when the issues come out, I need my volunteers in the council to help me evaluate which issues are relevant, affecting a large numbers of people. I also want to go through a process of getting a panel to vote which issues are the most important. Now, in some countries, for example, in Switzerland, they hold a referendum every now and then. Even like, shall we lengthen our national service? In Switzerland, they will hold a referendum. Of course, in Singapore, we don't want to hold a referendum on every issue. It's too expensive. So I hope that through the President's Personal Council, we can identify a panel of people. And I think each person can be an expert only in some areas. Some people are good in health, some are good in education, some are good in housing. So if I have panels of volunteers, we can pick out those who are knowledgeable about the topic, and they can take a look at the suggestion and they can make a vote. Some people will say this is not a good idea because it costs too much money. Other people will say this is a good idea, the money is worth spending. So if some of the ideas have got very high votes, then of course the President cannot handle too many things at one time. So every month maybe 1 or 2 ideas that have got the strongest support can come to the President. Then I can bring this to the government and discuss with the government on how some of these the problems can be noted, and then how it can be resolved.
But you do know that your influence is quite limited because of the Constitution. You're not able to change policies.
Right, but they never underestimate the power of public opinion and the power of the views of the people. Never underestimate them. You can see that in some countries, and I'm not advocating in Singapore, that people can go to the street and they can overturn the government. Okay, of course I don't advocate that in Singapore, but I just want to say that the wishes of the people, we need a way to understand what they want and convey them to the government. And I hope that that it can be more than just powerless. Of course, the best way is for the government to recognize that this is a useful function and government funding should be provided. The next best way is one part of the president's salary, I say, donated to charity and other worthy causes. And I think that this is one worthy cause because it affects the livelihood of people. And of course, hopefully, there could be donations from the public. But finally, I do know that there are many Singaporeans who want to contribute to make life better for their fellow citizens, and their contribution is voluntary. They don't expect to be paid. They only ask for their time to be recognized and their contribution to be heard. You see many of these people already in the internet. They spend time to do research. They write very meaningful papers. In fact, sometimes I said these people are more knowledgeable than me because I didn't spend the time. But of course, we do have a lot of resources. Some of these people are retirees. And retirees are actually a very good source, especially the retirees who are quite well off. They got enough money, but they got nothing to do. They could be senior people before. They are quite knowledgeable. They do the research quite well. We only need to harness this. So hopefully, if there are enough people who enjoy giving their ideas, the president don't have to spend too much money because these people are already have adequate financial resources.
Are you worried that there will be duplication because all the ministries and agencies are already have picked China as reach as well? How different will it be under the president?
All right. Now in Singapore, we often come and think that certain things are only the duty of certain department and other people should be stay away. Now there is in many other places a different approach. Sometimes a particular problem you want to have various people thinking about it, not just only one. And the real test will be which idea received the widest support. Not just, this one must be done only by agency A. Everybody else don't want to be involved. To find better solution, you need more ideas. And then you need a way to publicize them and even to find which ideas are better. So I think in Singapore, in the past, too much is left to the government, and the government can't cope because society is changing. And the people who are in the government service, they find that maybe the problem is too big for them to cope. So a more open, a more consultative way will be able to bring better solutions.
So Mr. Tan, when you get ideas from your council, do you plan to bring it privately to the government, or will you raise it to the public and share it with them as well?
Okay, there are different process. In the process of getting ideas, you need to get ideas from the public, from the people who are affected, and they come and say, this is what I'm struggling with. Then of course in the council there will be some expert who knows the subject, who can go through a process of evaluating. Is this because the person doesn't know which channel to go, or is this a problem because the government policy doesn't take into account this? So you need a process of evaluating. After that, you need to come and say what are possible solutions. So the solutions may be, some have got cost implications. Some have got, some group are happy but other group are not happy. So you need to have an open mind. Yes, this idea looks good, but we need to check whether it is shared by many people, because other people may have a different point of view. Now you ask about the existing channel, the feedback channel. You know we have feedback channel for 20, 30 years. How effective have they been in dealing with the problems? So I call this that we have got some structural issues. If you want to invite people to come and talk of a topic, it's not so easy to find a solution. To find a solution, you need a different process. Now, I hope that my process, which I will do through the President Personal Counsel, will make a big difference, because you need a process of evaluating and later on voting. Now, I want to explain what is voting. You see, I mentioned earlier, in Switzerland, they ask everybody to vote, including those who haven't got a clue what the topic is about, and you want them to vote. And it's very costly. I believe that if a particular topic, if you have 50 to 100 people who have an interest in the topic, they study it, and then they give a vote, that will be quite practical. I will try this process. Of course, I know in order to get it to work, you need experience and you need a lot of hard work. Now, one of the values I have is to be positive. So I ask the Singaporeans to have a positive mindset. Don't come and say, this idea won't work. If you are looking for what won't work, you can find 100 reasons. But I say, have an open mind. If this is a good worth doing, let's find a way to make it work. Maybe it's not 50 to 100, but maybe it's 10 to 20. Maybe you need more. So don't have a preset mind before you try anything. You want to make judgment. So this is what I call positive attitude. And this is an important value.
So you think by this way